Hello and welcome to my Power BI dashboard project. So in today's project, we're going to be analyzing a data set that contains data about the various pharmacies in the United States. This particular data set has 600 rows and 13 columns. There are a couple of numerical columns. There are also a few textual columns, and there is one date column, which is the invoice date. So I've tried to create a very unique dashboard to check the correlation of these various columns and the various data set and check their impact on some of the parameters which I'll be discussing in the dashboard. So let's go ahead and move to the dashboard now. So this is my Power BI dashboard and I've tried to make it very unique. I've designed a navigation page and these are the 4 buttons. So what I've tried to basically do is to check the impact of the various parameters on sales, on the products that are sold there, on the sales method and the operating profit. And those are the highlights of this particular data set, the analysis of this data set. So if, for example, you want to analyze aspects of this relating to the sales of the data set, we simply click on this button and it will bring us to the sales dashboard. If you need to navigate back, you simply click on this navigation button at the top and you can navigate back to the navigation page and so on. So we'll first be exploring all these 4 dashboards and we'll see what parameters we've tried to cover. In each of these dashboards, I've tried to include around 5 to 6 visualizations to properly show how each of these aspects have been correlated. So let's get started with sales. Now, in the sales dashboard, as we can see here, the first visualization that I have used is called a new card visualization. And in this particular new card visualization, I have tried to incorporate the total sales, the operating profit, the units sold, the price per unit as an average, and the operating margin as an average. So this is a new card visualization. The next is an area line chart. This particular one is an area line chart, and this will give us the total sales per month. Okay, so as we can see here, we have a dip in the middle of the year with the lowest being around June and the highest in the month of April, right? So as we can see here, there's a dip. We can sort of analyze why this seasonal trend exists. What is the reason for this dip? Is it an environmental factor? Is it a seasonal factor? Why is the total sales decreasing in this part of the year? That can be analyzed. So this will give us great insights. The next one that we have here is a shape map. So this particular one is called a shape map, this particular visualization, and this gives us the total sales per state. And the color that is indicated, the color saturation, shows us how the intensity of the total sales. That means if it's a darker color, the total sales is much higher. If it's a lighter color, then the total sales is lower. So what we can see here again is the western side has higher sales compared to the eastern side. And the same thing is sort of again reinstated by our donut chart here. Now, if you see our donut chart, the maximum is sales is on the west side as it is indicated here. Moving on to the next visualization. This visualization is a bar chart and this gives us the sales per product. This particular chart I have arranged in descending order. So as you can see, allergy medicines probably have the highest total sales. This is a column chart and this one gives us the total sales per pharmacy. So here again, we have tried to arrange it in descending order and the highest sales we receive is from Target Pharmacy. So this particular dashboard gives us everything that there is to know relating to the sales and how it is related to the months of the year and the states and the region and the products and the pharmacies. So this gives us a total in totality. Every aspect of the sales has been explored. Now let's move on to the next dashboard. The next dashboard is a product dashboard. We'll be exploring the different visualizations and how product is correlated to different aspects of our data set in this dashboard. So now the first visualization here is a multi-row card. And this particular multi-row card again gives us the operating profit, the operating profit margin, the total sales, the price per unit, and the sum of units sold. Now, how is this different from the new card? This is more accurate. As you can see, numbers are more accurately given here. So this particular visualization is a little more accurate than the new card visualization. Now, this is the second visualization, which is called a 100% stacked column chart, and it is used to get the total sales of each product in each pharmacy. So, for example, if I want to check how much of allergy medicine is being sold, what is the sum of total sales of allergy medicine in Costco pharmacy, I can get it from here. Similarly, I can try it for any other pharmacy. So here we can get the sum of total sales of any pharmacy and any product, right? Now, the third visualization on this dashboard is a pie chart. This pie chart is used to give the product as per the pharmacy. Over here, as we can see again, allergy medicine is the highest. So it will give us the product that is sold in the count of the pharmacy. That is the number of pharmacies that are selling that particular product. This visualization is called a tree map. Each product, it gives us how each product is sold and in how many states. For example, if we take hand sanitizer, so hand sanitizer is sold in 64 states. Cough medicines or cough syrup are sold in 53 states, and so on and so forth. So this gives us a visualization of the number of states in which each product is being sold. Now, the last visualization on this page is a funnel map. And this funnel map gives us a difference between the operating profit of the highest or the most profitable product and the lowest or the least profitable product. So if this is 100%, then this cough syrup or cough medicine will be a 73.8. So this funnel chart tries to indicate the product per se, the operating profit for us. Now let's move back to our navigation dashboard, and we'll be moving to our third dashboard, which is the sales method. Now, the data set that I have used, it majorly has two different types of sales method. One is online and the other is in-store or offline. So we'll be exploring the different aspects through this particular dashboard, how the sales method can be correlated to the other aspects of the data set. So this is the first visualization, and this particular visualization is called a bubble chart or a bubble scatter chart, and it is filtered on the basis of sales method. So right down here, if you can see, if I press this play button here, it will move between online and in-store. So literally I can understand and differentiate between the online and in-store operating profit of each pharmacy. So this will help give me that. So this particular visualization is for that. This is called a table, and this table visualization gives us the breakdown of how much in-store sales I'm getting and how much online sales I'm getting. So as you can see here as well, online sales is much higher than in-store sales. And this particular breakdown will then give us the total sales that there is to get. Now, the next visualization here is called a word cloud, and this word cloud is representing the sales method versus the unit sold. So again, as we see, online is much bigger compared to in sold. So number of units sold online is much more than the number of units sold in store. So this again gives us important insights on how much online is growing and how much online transactions and traction is being preferred. This particular visualization over here on the top right hand side corner is called a decomposition chart, and this is giving us how the operating profit is divided between online and in-store. And again, here we can see that online has much more operating profit compared to in-store. So again, it's giving us that same insight as the table, as the number of units sold, everything is more for online. So which tells us that, there is more emphasis should be laid on trying to venture into online business, trying to venture into the digital part of businesses. Last but not the least, this particular visualization over here is called a tornado chart. And this is giving us the operating profit in each region by each method. So for example, in the West, the operating profit by in-store method is $9,73,000. Similarly, for online method, it's $9,23,000. So this particular chart gives us that aspect of things. Now let's move back to our navigation page and finally look at our last and final dashboard, which is the operating profit dashboard, which gives us correlating operating profit to various other aspects. For example, the timeline of the month, the total sales, the units sold, and so on and so forth. So this particular dashboard has 4 visualizations, and this is the first visualization, which is a line chart. Now, the line chart is giving us operating profit per month. So, as you can see over here, this particular line chart gives us the operating profit per month. The highest is around November, and we can see particular dips. In October we can see a dip, similarly in around May we can see a dip. So this particular line chart is trying to indicate how the profits are moving through the months. Now similarly, I've tried to create a stacked area chart which will help us correlate the total sales that is happening along with the total profit. So how the profit and sales are being correlated. So this particular chart is giving insights into that aspect. Now, this third visualization here is a very special visualization, and it is called the box and whiskers visualization. And this gives us the maximum, median, the average, the Q1, Q3, interquartile range, all of that. And it gives it for every product, the operating profit on the basis of the number of units sold. So if we click on this, for example, here we're getting all the information relating to thermometer, the number of samples that are there, the Q1, Q3, median, average, minimum, maximum, all of it. So this particular visualization is giving insights into that aspect of things. Lastly, we have matrix with spark lines. Now this helps us to analyze each product's operating profit and highlight the highest and the lowest through the spark lines. So as you can see, in every spark line, I've tried to mark down the highest and the lowest, and the sum of operating profit of each product is given here. So this is a summary of the dashboard that I have tried to make. Now, another very important aspect of things that I wanted to discuss through this dashboard is the use of slicers. So for each of these dashboard, I have used an appropriate slicer. For example, if we go to the sales dashboard, I have used a region slicer. So if I want to check everything, all the information for Midwest region, I'll simply click on Midwest over here, and all the data will change according to the Midwest region. Similarly, if I want to check it for West region, so I will click on West and all the data will change according to the Western region. So this slicer will help me to actually further funnel and narrow down if I want to check all my information for a particular region, all my sales related information for a particular region. So it'll help me, target regions that I feel are the most appropriate for a particular product or for a particular state or for a particular pharmacy and so on. The next slicer that I've used in the product dashboard again is for product. So this particular one will give me all aspects of a particular product. So if I choose allergy, then all my aspects of allergy will be filtered down over here. Again, in both of these dashboards, I have used the invoice date, so I can actually find out all this information relating to a particular date. If I select a date, then all the information for that particular date will appear. And again, in the last two, I have used appropriate filters. For the sales method, I've used sales method as a filter. So if I want to look for only in-store, I'll simply click on in-store here and all my information relating to in-store will appear. Similarly, for online, if I click on online, all my information for online will appear. So in this way, again, in the last one, I have used an appropriate filter. So in this way, I have tried to put filters, slicers in all my dashboards to make it more interactive, to make it more navigatable, to make sure it's easier to understand. Now, from the entire dashboard and the entire scenario of things, all the observations and all the conclusions that we have drawn, there are a couple of recommendations that I'd like to highlight, the depth of which I have explored in my report. First is to deepen relationships with top pharmacies. So through the sales, through the product dashboard, through the sales method dashboard, as well as the operating profit dashboard, we've seen which pharmacies are giving the most sales, the most profit, which are selling the most units, which are selling the most products online as well as in store. We should deepen our relationship with these top pharmacies, particularly those like Target and Costco. Now, the second one is to push the high performing the products to the high performing states. So all those states which are performing well, particularly in the western region where the total sales is higher, we should try to push more products for any person who's analyzing this sort of data and who wants to look for top pharmacies or top states where they want to push their products. They should try to target those particular states. The third aspect of things is that we see that there are certain months where there's a dip and there are certain months where there's a rise. For example, in our first dashboard itself, we've explored how in June there's a sudden dip. So to understand why this dip is happening, we can get consultants on board and analyze whether there are seasonal fluctuations or environmental fluctuations. And we can use these seasonal trends. These can be leveraged to further push our products, to further sort of make sure that there is a higher selling and a higher total sales of our products, by making sure we leverage these trends in the rise and fall of sales and profit through the months. And one other important recommendation would particularly be that through our sales method dashboard, we've sort of seen how online sales is gaining more traction. So we can try to leverage that in order to make sure that we can use online sales, online methods to sell our products and push our products into the market. So thank you so much for listening to my insights and analysis of my dashboard, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.